Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are talking about my favorite classic books. These are also my favorite books as well, and they're actually really beginner friendly because I don't usually read long or hard classics. So we'll first start off with a book that I don't have the physical copy with me because my friend is borrowing it, and it is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. So it talks about basically Dorian Gray. He's so enthralled by his own portrait that he exchanges his soul for eternal youth and beauty. And we slowly see how Dorian Gray's actions, how how his actions are influenced by Lord Henry Wotton. I don't know how to pronounce it. But basically, yeah, we slowly see how Dorian Gray descends to madness, which I love so much about the book. It talks about looks and society. It's a really great book, and I love Oscar Wilde's writing. Like, his writing is really good. It's the best. I love it so much. He's very funny, and I think he's one of the funniest writers I've ever read. So it's not an exaggeration. You should definitely read the book. And if you haven't read the book yet, you're missing out on life. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So let's go with the next book. This is Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey. This is actually my first Jane Austen book. And it's actually the book that influenced me to read more classics. So I'll read the back here. While staying in Bath, Catherine Morland meets Henry Tilney and his sister Eleanor, who invites her to their family estate. So she's basically Catherine Morland. She's like a fan of gothic romance novels. This is more of a satire of gothic romance novels. So if you like reading gothic novels, you should definitely read this one. And I think it's the best. And I really relate to Catherine Morland. She's just like me. She's very delusional, and I respect that. I think it's the funniest and the most entertaining Jane Austen book. But to be fair, I haven't read all of Jane Austen's novels, especially Mansfield Park, and I think Sense and Sensibility. And I've only read Pride and Prejudice, but like the abridged version. But this is the best so far, the best Jane Austen book I've read so far, and it's so funny, and yeah, I just love it so much. And Catherine Morland is such a relatable character. She's such a sorry, she's such a lovable heroine. Now we'll go to the next book. This is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. So it's basically a tale of Heathcliff and Cathy's extreme love. But I don't really think this is a romance. I mean, it is a romance book, but I wouldn't describe it as just romance. It's very passionate and very violent too. I was actually shocked with the violence with it. To be honest, this has a slow start. When you first read it, it's like, what are people talking about? This is so boring. This book and we didn't have a good beginning. I was planning to DNF this because it was so boring at the start. But then once you get once you read a few chapters, it starts to get more interesting. And I love this so much. It's a really good book. Okay, the start may be boring, but the middle part and the end, chef's kiss. It's really amazing. It's really good, and I love this so much. And you can see because basically I write the page numbers of my favorite quotes, and I will read some of the quotes for you randomly. Wait, let me check. 126. Okay. Okay, I can't read this. This actually has some bad words. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but it has really good quotes here. Like, I've highlighted so much. I really love this like edition because I love the cover, and also if you check there's a lot of extra material at the end, and there's also wait, where is it? Wait, hold on. There it is. There's notes, and basically there's like numbers of the pages and words that you don't understand, like new words. The page and then the word and then its meaning, basically. Yeah, this book is really loved, as you can see. And also, it actually has the inspiration of the buildings. Like here, see? Yeah, I really love this book a lot. It's really a good book. And the insults here are really, really funny, and they're really interesting, but I can't read some of these. There's actually a lot of bad words here, which I was so shocked by, because I haven't read a classic that has bad words. I don't know. This is a really good book. You should definitely read this for sure, for sure. Okay, let's go to the next book because I've been yapping so much about Emily Bronte. We literally got 5 minutes. Um, so the next book is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. So you're shocked, why am I holding two books? Because I know that Little Women's like a really big chunky book, but it's actually, Little Women was actually just a first book, basically first book, and Good Wives is like the second book. So this is like the sequel of it, but you have to read it together, which is why sometimes you could see majority of like the book editions, Little Women and Good Wives are together, but my copy of it doesn't have the second book. So I suggest you read it separately so it's easier to read rather than reading just one big one big chunk. This book is really easy to read, and I was so shocked why it is so easy to read. And I searched it and I found out that this is actually a children's classic, which is why it is so easy to read. So this is very approachable if you are a beginner. And I just want to show you my, it has like drawings here, and I find that so cute. Wait. And the text here in this copy, it's really big because it's meant for children. See, like the text is really big, and they also have words here at the end, like words and their meaning, which I love about it. Yeah, it's a really good book, and it follows like this. It follows the four March sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy. It talks about sisterhood, friendship, and what it's like to be a woman. And I love this so much. It's very wholesome. It's very sweet. You should definitely read Little Women. It's just incredible, and it's actually my favorite book out of like the whole entire batch. This is number one. I just have a strong connection to all the sisters, and I love all the sisters so much. But I think if you ask me which March sister I am, I would definitely say I am an Amy, for sure. Based on like the tests that I answered. I also have a separate video talking about this book in general, so you could also watch that if you're a huge fan of Little Women, but I suggest you don't watch that video if you haven't read the book yet. Okay, next book. Now, this is 1984 by George Orwell. I think this is a very familiar book. I think they actually teach this in some schools. So, it's just basically about how, you know, the government is always watching you, and I think it's a very timely book. And I think this is banned. This is one of the banned books in the US, if I am correct. It's a very important book, and in my opinion, this is a book that everyone should read. It's a really important book, and it talks about how the government kind of like manipulates the people. It's a really good story, and it doesn't have a good ending. Wait, no, it doesn't have a good ending for the character, but it's actually a good ending. It's like a good plot twist. I won't say, but it's really good. And majority of people that wait. What am I saying? I'll just cut. Actually, like my majority of the people that say that they've read this too were men. I don't know. I just want to say that. And in fact, this book's really important to me because my old teacher recommended this to me, which is the reason why I read it. So yeah, you should definitely read this book, and it's also really short. How many pages is that? Let me read. It only has 208 pages. But to be fair, like the font is really small. Look at it. It's really small. So yeah, it's a really easy book, and it's not really hard to understand. It's actually really easy to understand. Okay, let's go to the final book. The last but not the least is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. It really talks about the human nature. It's one of the first works of science fiction, which I don't usually read. And it really talks more about nature versus nurture. How Victor Frankenstein, he basically made this monster. That's right, Frankenstein is not the monster, it's the creator. And oh, it's really in my old classic. You can't even read the font, the title. I just noticed that it's already fading away. Yeah, it's really talks about nature versus nurture, and there's a bunch of tragedies here as well, and I actually really relate more to the monster than the creator. He's not. He's really dramatic. He's really a dramatic person. He's not this mad scientist that they made him to be. He's not really a mad scientist here. He just overthinks a lot. But yeah, I highly recommend Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, especially if you love science fiction, science and gothic fiction. Okay, so those are all my classic books. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!